My name is Cassie Summers. Welcome to the Curious Universe podcast. Spring. Isn't spring so much of that energy of um, kind of like reawakening? Some people would say like renewal, new beginnings. Many cultures around the world used to be such in communion and in rhythm with the earth and their part of the world, because as we know, it's can be spring somewhere and another season somewhere else, just depending on where you are. When we like are in communion with the rhythm of the earth, do you notice anything different with your body, with your life, as than when you're trying to kind of combat it and go the other way? So I know for me, winter really starts to be that kind of like rest. My body's looking for more rest. There's less sunlight. It's kind of like recharging and almost like going into a reset, cocooning, if you will. I love to take some of my bigger classes in the winter season because I can almost like go into this deeper space of clearing it out without the pressure of all the other things going on in life. So I can really just put that attention there. I love to do a lot of writing and journaling and the winter time. It's just like this, yeah, this yummy, like deep inner time for me. Now, I have tried to, in those winter months, been like, this year, I'm not going to do that. And I've tried to get my body to get up and go and still perform the way it would in the summer and still do as much stuff. And it's so out of sync with the rhythm of the earth that I notice those are the times where I get sick in the winter. Those are the times where I'm go to burnout, I'm stressed, we are just not in that rhythm of the earth as much as we used to be. And it's not even as acceptable. If you look back into the time of when we would be farmers and we'd be living off the land, well, at this time, we've done our great harvest. And now what are we doing with the farm? Well, there's still obviously maintenance. We're caring for the animals, but people are sleeping more, people are resting more. It's like regenerate. It's this time of like cocooning so that in that spring, it is that renewal. You spring into the new energies. You start to plant the seeds. You start to prepare for the next season and what's to come in the next harvest. Where do you go out, like sink out of the rhythm of the earth because of whatever the pressures you put on yourself, the pressures others are putting on you? And do you notice what that creates for you and especially your body? Our bodies are little earth bodies. Okay. So they are the earth in a smaller form. And what if being in rhythm with the land around us is super important and contributory to the cells of our body, to the organs of our body, to everything within our body? And if we are willing to be in that rhythm and go with that rhythm and contribute to that rhythm, be a part of the rhythm, what could show up for you in your body? So now, you might be at a place where you pushed yourself through all winter and you're burnt out. So spring might not feel like renewal or springing into action and starting to plant the seeds. And it's like really like this, like kind of juicy, fertile, like creation space for you. then what do you need to do for you? You might need to take a week off. You might need to do something. And I get responsibilities. Like I run my own business. I have a full-time parent, single parent. I homeschool my kid. Like I get it. Just taking a week off can be impossible. But what can you do to kind of reset your body and your life to be more in communion with the rhythm of the earth and the rhythm of the land that you live on? Now, for some of you, you might travel the world all the time. I know a lot of people that do that. That used to be my life before some like life shifts happened. And then for me, when I would travel, my rhythm, my body rhythm would actually just kind of very quickly sync up with or synthesize with wherever I was. So it was so interesting because I know people it'll say you live in Canada and it gets cold in the winter, and then they go somewhere for the summer, and it takes them a while to kind of get into like that, like it's like they're in Mexico maybe and getting back into the sunshine, and then they come back, and then it's really hard for them again to like transition, this whole transition thing. What if what's missing is actually synthesizing with the rhythm of the land and the weather systems where your body is? If you sync up, if you synthesize with that energy, then start to have so much more ease. So I would travel, and I was bringing like m multiple different, because I'd be going like from winter, so I had like my winter boots, and then I have flip-flops and back, and then and I was traveling once a month everywhere all over the world. And I would have such ease with it. And I noticed those that didn't. And it took me a while to realize that I naturally have a tendency to tap into and commune with the rhythm of wherever I'm going. So, what is the rhythm for you right now? Maybe it's not spring for you, but if it is spring, like, are you willing to allow the rhythm of the earth and the season in which the land is that you are on to contribute to you, to contribute to your body, to actually allow it to, sometimes it's going to fuel, sometimes it's going to nest, sometimes it's going to wrap you up like a blanket. But if we are really willing to like be that communion with the earth, then what greater ease could you have? And that's not just, so yes, body and maybe life and living. So like, are you planting a garden? Are you, um, I love taking out, because I have clothing, seasonal clothing. So I will like swap it out. So I have like my winter, fall, and then I have my spring, summer. And it's so exciting for me when I pull out like the new season, when I do that transition. It's part of like a transitional thing for me to really acknowledge the shift in the rhythm. So what do you do to acknowledge the shift within the rhythm? And with that acknowledgement, you can really allow that to synthesize you and your body with, whew, that seasonal change, but also your life and your living. So I notice my business transitions. Like I allow, wow, okay, cool. I just realized how different that is, to actually allow your body to be in rhythm with the earth. Or sorry, your business to be in rhythm with the earth. So do you allow your business to be in rhythm with the earth? If not, you might want to allow that. And now, if you don't do a ton of energy work, you might be kind of like, Cassie, what do you even mean? Like, are you telling me to like if you have a clothing line, you're in rhythm with the earth in some way, because your clothes are going to have to do with the different seasons and what people are looking for. But if you have, say, you have a facilitating business, an online coaching business, like how do you do that? Well, if you notice, some people have their programs will actually shift and change, and not in necessarily a cliche way, like, I don't know, spring into you, like it could be something like that. But just notice the vibration of different programs people are putting out at different times of the year. And if they're actually in rhythm with the earth, then you're also going to be providing what's really relevant to people on the planet, at least in your area, at least in that part of the world that you're on. So if I noticed I've done this like ignite your summer, summer romance. I've done these like really like ignite because to me summer is that's the rhythm for me. It's like fire and ignite and like massive transformation. And I notice that those times when I'm playing with that in my business, I'm really attracting people that are looking for that vibration, are looking to have that rhythm of the earth in their life. And when I'm off kilter and I'm like, hey, let's do this like deep dive into like this nestled in kind of like what I would call like a winter rhythm, it does not seem to match well. It doesn't seem to like draw in as many people. So play with that. Look at that with your business. Look at that with your life. Look at that with your body and the types of food that you eat, the clothes that you wear, and allow your body to really shift, not from force, but from that communion with the rhythm of the earth. Breathe in. I like one of the things that I love to do is like go out even in the winter and I just take deep breaths, like I'm breathing with the earth and I'm like allowing the rhythm of whatever's showing up to permeate through my body. Did you just do that with me? I think you did. That's nice, huh? And again, please don't make yourself wrong if you don't do that, or if that's been hard for you, or if you have no idea what I'm talking about. You might think this is a completely bizarre concept. If you listen to this multiple times, what happens is that the consciousness within you starts to grow. You'll start to be able to hear things that I'm saying that before didn't really make sense, or you just couldn't quite hear or grasp the concepts. So the more you listen to this type of stuff and the more conscious work you do, this starts to be just common conversation and so clear for you. Um, it's just part of the programming of the matrix, essentially, that keeps us from receiving all of the energetic awareness of these types of conversations. So I'm grateful you're here and listening, regardless of where you are on getting the concepts of what I'm speaking to, especially with this one, because this kind of spring and the rhythm of the earth is can be very kind of it can feel like so untangible, right? And a lot of us want that. They like, if I was talking about the business piece again, they're like, well, tell me what is that exactly? If I don't want to do some cheesy, spring into you thing, or how could I be with that with my business? Ask your business. I'm all about business energetics. I've been talking about it forever. You must know that by now if you watch the show at all, because it's been up in my world. And ask, just ask. A question creates. So just ask, hey, business, would you synthesize with the rhythm of the earth? And then if you have a global business, you can ask different creations to, like, say you live in Canada and you're going to Brazil. So, and that class creation, you want that creation to sync up, to synthesize with the rhythm of the earth there, not here, So it's like you're not trying to bring winter to Brazil. But wow, cool. So yeah, right around give back, talk about all 100 short space poets, creation spaces around. So that is the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement. If you're new to that, you've never heard it before, please go to theclearingstatement.com for more information. It's essentially a magic tool that we use here on the show that comes from something called Access Consciousness, which is just tools and techniques to change and create anything you want as if by magic. So what I cleared there was this energy of where I just really noticed that people don't do that, and they try and create an energy and almost put that energy out there, hoping that people are going to choose it, which is not necessarily working with consciousness or working with the rhythm of of the earth and the land. So if I was like, I'm going to bring Canada to Brazil, no. What if I was like bringing consciousness to Brazil? What if I was tapping in and communing with the consciousness of Brazil and asking, what can I uniquely bring there? What's the gift of me in this creation? And then if I actually allow the rhythm of that land to permeate through the creation, would it have a lot more draw? So it's true for you, will always make you lighter. And when there's a lie involved, it'll always make you heavier. So tap in that for you. For me, it's so light that it would have a greater, more expansive draw. And for you, it might be different. And always go with what you know, not what I say. Always go with what you know, because you know. Thank you so much for exploring this with me. I hope that you really kind of play with this energy for yourself, especially with your body. Start with your body, perhaps, and then ask other things like your life, your relationships. Like if maybe it's time to like plant new seeds with your relationship, come together with new creations. It's like that, that really fertile, if your relationship is at its most fertile time right now, what would you start planting for the future? What would you start planting with that person that you could harvest later? That's so yummy. All right. I'll see you in the next one. Where I was almost forgot my ending there because this is new, but I'm having fun saying it. So I'm just going to keep saying it until it's not fun anymore. But thank you for joining me on the Curious Universe podcast, where we destroy, obliterate, and bypass the structures of this reality so you could create your own magical reality. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Thank you for exploring the Curious Universe with me. Your curiosity matters. And what if together we could create a greater, more curious world?